Hi guys, welcome to Bookish Shayla. Today we are doing day 22 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 18 July edition. It is a 2-page sketch by Fatima Avila. I haven't decided if I'm going to do 2 pages yet. My pictures are going to be a little different, and you know me, I'd always prefer to do a 1-pager, but I'm not sure I can fit all my pictures on there. So let's see the kit I put together. This is from the FDR Museum or Memorial in Washington, D.C. If you've ever been to the memorial, you know that it's has different sections for each of his terms, and I've decided that I want to do a layout for each one. So this is the second term photos that I have. So when you walk into each section, it says the term. So this is second term, and then this is people listening to represent the fireside chats that he did. This is to recognize the Great Depression and the men standing in line to try to find work every day. So these are the pictures. So I cannot make my pictures look like that, but it's okay. I have an idea. We'll see if it works. I have decided I am going to use the 49 and Market charcoal collection, because these are very marble-ish gray looking pictures, and I just thought this collection would work well with it. So in this collection, I have the ephemera, the acetate, the rub-ons, and the paper. Now, I do think I'm going to use my Craft Consortium paper for the back, for the matting page, and this is the grunge. And so I love Craft Consortium. I buy them all the time, and then I stick them in a box and forget I have them. But this is it. Of course, I'm not going to use that colory, but I thought I could use like that page as my matted paper. So let's cut down these pictures, and then we will go from there and see what we can do. I would like to cut these to 4x4. So let's see if I can do that. All except the one of him, the one that says second term. I know I can't do that. Okay. So that one can be 4x4. You probably can't see me. I forget. Now that I've moved my camera a little bit, I forget that you can't see. If I do it the way I usually do it. Ooh, this one's gonna be, let's see if I can cut a little bit more off of this one on that side. I'm still gonna cut the chair a little bit, but it's okay. You get the idea. And then this is gonna stay like it is. So my, excuse me. By the way, this is from my WOW trip, Wonders of Washington trip from 2013. I'm trying to get it finished up, guys. My idea is to do that. What do I think? Do I like that? I don't know. One, I think I'm gonna, well, I can't be, well, I guess I could cut. I would like to cut just a little bit off of this so that they're not stacked right on top of each other. So I'm gonna do that. Just like a 1/4 inch, which I know will make them not 4x4, but that's okay. Again, I'm sorry, I forget that you can't see me if I do it down there. Okay. And then, I mean, I can trim this up a little bit. So let's do that. I mean, it's not going to be much. Then I feel like I could cut cut a little bit off this. I don't want to make it look too skinny because that always looks weird to me. Like that. Okay, now let's set it out and see what I think. I feel like my mat is crooked. Okay, now what I'm thinking is I'm going to put this on a square, so like 7 by 7 maybe, to represent the square. I will mat it, and then over here is just going to be the strip. So basically I'm just combining them. Excuse me, I still might have that and an embellishment cluster. So that's what I think I'm going to do. So let's figure out the papers. I already know my matted paper is going to be this one. I bought all of these from Michelle over at my little scrapbook store. I will check to see if there's any, there's all different. They have this one that's grunge. They have all kinds of wood backgrounds. They just have they have a brick one. I will see if they have any of these left over at my little scrapbook store, and I'll link it down below if they do. Okay, so there's going to be my background paper. That's going to be my, or not my mat, not my background, my mat. So let's look at the 49 and Market paper now and see which one. I already see which one I think I want to use. Let's see. So this was their color swatch. I love these collections. I really wish they would do them still, but they don't. Okay. Oh, it will kill me to use that page. Like, I just don't think I can do it, guys. I don't think I can do it. Especially since you can't find these anymore. I also got this from Michelle. I will see again if there's anything left. I kind of doubt it. But I don't know. This one would be okay. I don't really want the butterflies. I kind of like this one. But this is more of a contrast. I kind of like that one though. I don't want butterflies. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. So yes, check my description box. Like I said, if she has any left, I will link it of any of this. Because like I know I got both of them from her. Because I get all my stuff from her. That's not true. I do not get all my stuff from her, but I get a lot of collections from her. All right, so let's trim this down. I am trimming some of this off because that's not necessarily the look I want. Okay, glue this down. Oh, hey guys, I forgot to tell you, look, it's a new one that doesn't fall apart. Ah, yay. If you've been with me, you saw my struggle because I broke my other one, but I was too lazy to get rid of it. Actually, I just didn't feel like it. And so I kept trying to use it and it just was not going well. All right, this is the one that was in my old one. Oopsie. I should probably keep that just in case. I mean, yes, it's broken, but it does still work. This is the one that was in my old one. I didn't want to just, because it was pretty new. Well, let's see if I can. Whoa, crazy how it works. It is crazy how things that aren't broken work better than things that are. Isn't that it? Just insane. As I say. Okay. Now my next question is, what paper am I going to use? I think I'm going to use this one that I liked before for that square, and I'm going to cut it out of the middle because I want the leafy bit. So I'm thinking, scary thought, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to gut this like I'm matting it first, and then I will go in and, because that'd be 4. That might work actually. Okay. Oops, I didn't quite get that piece. Didn't quite get that one. But yes, I moved things around just a little bit because I had a comment that my angle was weird. And so I was trying to, you know, leave that. All right, so I need this to be 7 by 7. I know it's just easier. Guys, geometry was my worst subject in school. So I do it the way my brain makes it easiest on my brain. All right, 7 by 7 here. And I will still mat that. Then my 3 photos here. Like that. Let's get some black. Yep. That's crooked. All right, there we go. Like that. Move everything out of my way. So I'm going to put these down. This is not going to be a very colorful layout, but that's okay. The pictures just don't call for it, you know? And I think that's one reason I've had such a hard time scrapbooking this trip, is because I like color and in my layouts, and so it's just really hard for me to not have any. And the mood and feel of like monuments and stuff are just, it's hard for me. We'll just say that. And not to mention, I took so many pictures. And the bad thing is, and my lovely son pointed this out when I was bragging that I've, scrapbooked quite a bit of this trip. And then he's like, yeah, but Mom, we have another trip just like it. Yeah, I know. You did not need to ruin my vibe. Yes, we took this trip twice. It was a little different. The first time, I'm just going to talk so you don't have to just watch me glue. The first time we left here, we went to Nashville to the Hermitage, which is just outside of Nashville. And then which is Andrew Jackson's house, if you don't know what the Hermitage is. Then we went up to Philadelphia and spent 2 nights there. And then we we saw Gettysburg. That may have been before we went to Philadelphia. I think it was. Anyway, and Amish country. Then went to Pennsylvania, Philadelphia for a couple of days. Then we went down to Washington, D.C. and then came home through Nashville again and stopped in Nashville to give our drivers a break and drove all night. Now, the second time, we went straight to Washington, D.C. through Nashville and the Hermitage and all that again, and then spent a couple of days in Washington, D.C., then just drove through Baltimore and Philadelphia. We stopped in both of them for just a little bit, but we didn't spend the night. Then went to New York, spent a couple of nights in New York City, and then on our way home, we came through Indianapolis and then St. Louis and down. So the trips were a little different, but a lot of it was the same, and I have a million pictures from that trip too. Okay, there it is. Now let's talk embellishments. Now I do have some rub-ons. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, just kidding. Just kidding. That I could add some of these rub-ons, because do I necessarily need them? No. But it's all about using up that stash. And as much as I love and here's my problem with 49 and Market. I love it, right? It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's the best thing ever. Okay, I was being sarcastic. But so I wouldn't use it because I'm like, they don't make this anymore. You can't get more of it, blah, blah, blah. But guys, that is not the point. Why buy it if you're not going to use it? That is my philosophy. Now, your philosophy can be to hoard it because you do love it so much. And I do that too. I'm not saying that I am perfect at my new philosophy, because I am not. But I have got to get over I'm going to buy it all, but then I'm never going to use it because I can't get it again. Nope, that's not going to work for me anymore. Okay, so I like that. Then I'm going to use this. I think I'm going to do this one. This is kind of a chatty video today. I feel like that's way bigger down here, but that's okay. Sorry. But as Ginger Bush says, there is no wrong way to play with paper. You guys, you do you. And I am not saying I don't hoard. Oh my gosh. Did anyone see my video where I was either making page kits for the crop or showing my pages from the crop? Guys, I use paper that's older than my daughter, and my daughter is 20 years old. I am not one to judge about hoarding. Nope. I kinda look for the good as my title. I wonder how well that would show up there, because it's not very dark. It's kind of the same color. Let's just see. I mean, I know that's not, I don't know. I'll come back to that, but I kind of like that because, I mean, that's what he did, was help us, as if I'm not that old. I was not alive during his presidency, but that is something that he helped the people do, was look for the good. Okay, she has, I kind of want a ribbon. Because there's, let's see, what about this one? Here we go. I could use, okay, I could do the black and white stripe like that. I kind of like that because it is just a little different. And we need a little more. a little more different. We need something different visually to appease our eyes since this is so monochromatic. Look, guys, I'm using my big words. Just kidding. Let's see. I'm going to put it between the 4, a little over the 4-inch mark. So like that. Okay. Now for embellishments. Okay, I know I don't want any of these great big ones, so I'm just going to leave those in there. Oh, these are different text or different weight. Like some are cardboard or chipboard and some are very thin. I did not realize that. All right, let's just look through here and build me up a cluster. What do I want to start with? I kind of just want to start with like, nope, that's too big. I can't decide if I want to start with one of these. Kind of like this 2 cents, but that's too long. I guess I could cut it. Here's a one that's a little smaller. I like that. I like this. Maybe some tickets. Maybe. I also have the acetate. So let's look. I can, even though there is nothing leafy about this, I could add a little leafy bit. I don't know where I want to put these so that I can find them again. I'm going to put them over here on my trimmer. My guillotine trimmer, because I can pick it up from there. But I'm kind of thinking just like a little leafy bit. Even though this is very much not an outdoorsy nature, but just a little bit to add something different. Like you can barely even see it, but I kind of like that. All right. And then what if I don't want butterflies. And hey, I have an idea though. What if I layer these behind and use this little bit for my title? Let's see if this fitting on here. Yep. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. And is this really my title? Maybe not. Ooh, I ought to do some of these words too. Strength, endurance, hope. That's a good one too. I might use some of those wordy bits around. I'm actually thinking. Okay, if I put this in the middle, I don't know if you can see me. Every time I get low, I'm worried that you can't see me. Like this. This is my rub-on tool. It's actually a, oh, what do you call it? You know, the eek score kind of thing. But I like it for rub-ons because it's bigger. I can really press down on it because it's pretty hefty. Okay, look for the good, and then maybe I should just leave it out. it straight. Strength. I'm going to use this side this time because I just need a little bit. Endurance. Ooh, I about cut off the hope. I just read a very interesting book. It is called Book of Shayla, so I'm going to talk about. I don't know where I want to put the hope. Anyway, the interesting book. It was called something about March. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it was about FDR's butler, but more, it was actually told from the butler's wife, who was a maid in the White House. And wow, it was so interesting because it told me things that I had no idea. I have a history minor. I kind of feel like history is my thing, but wow, it was so, I did not realize that, I guess I knew, let me finish a sentence. I didn't realize that FDR was so, really tried to help the African Americans, the blacks at the time, way before civil rights. And his maid really was essential in that. And I just, like I said, I didn't know all that. I knew Eleanor was an advocate for civil rights because of, I knew the story about her and Marian Anderson. If you don't know that, you can go check it out. I won't give you a history lesson. I am a teacher, and this year I'm actually going to be teaching social studies. So I could give you a lesson, but I'm not going to. But so it was very interesting. I'll try to remember. Oh, I wish I could remember what it was called. I'm actually thinking I'm going to put this here and then build up this cluster with these other things instead. I don't like that because it's the same color, or too much of the same color. I might do a little one of those. And I'd kind of like, know what I'd kind of like? A viewfinder or a film strip. But anyway, so it was a very interesting, it was historical fiction. It wasn't, but the author did try to use real events as often as she could. And it was very, very interesting. All right, let's glue some stuff down so that we'll stop messing with it. But yeah, I listened to it. And it just also portrayed FDR as a very caring individual. And again, I know it's fiction and I know everything's biased, guys, but it was pretty interesting. So I always knew I liked the man. This is not a political platform, though, by any means. Okay, and then what if I scoot that over so you can still see it. Put the film strip here, and the ticket here. Okay. Trial and error, as Ginger, again, I quoted Ginger twice today, as Ginger likes to say. Okay. I just like the 2 cents because I feel like that goes with the times. And then stick this. Yeah, guys, if you ever need just some random embellish, like something to build up a cluster and you don't know what you want to use, go grab a film strip or a viewfinder because they will literally go with anything that you're doing. Okay. And now I just really want a little something else down here. I don't want that big. I would like that leaf, but I don't want that big of a stem. So what if I, yep, I think that'll work. And also don't be afraid to cut your stuff. It's all right. It's yours. You do it. You do with it as you wish. Yeah, that's better. I think that's going to be it. Now, I'm going to add some Nuvo because Nuvo is my focus for the week. So I'm going to add some Nuvo drops. I'm going to do Morning Dew, Inkwell Black, and Boulder Gray, 2 stone drops and a crystal drop. They have stopped making stone drops, I hear. Stone drops are not my favorite. One good thing about stone drops, I will say, is that you can make them pretty big pretty easily. So that is one good thing about stone drops. Uh-oh, we're clogged. Funny story, one time I had a Nuvo that was clogged and I just, oh! It's not a funny story anymore. And I just kept squeezing and squeezing on it, kind of like I just did, and it exploded all over my room. So you would think I'd learned my lesson. Nope, sure hadn't apparently, because guess what? I just did the same thing. May have to do some embellishment up here now. Really don't want to do that. Let's see if I can wipe it up, because I can always cover it up if I end up. Darn it, darn it, darn it. See? Everybody makes mistakes, guys. I make a lot of them. If you stick around, you'll see that. Okay. That came up all right. I mean, is it perfect? No, but I can probably cover it up. All right, let's go. Actually, let's test it. Okay, now it's going to work right. It's like, let's test it first. Okay. All right. Stone drops have a little kind of texture to it. They're a little different, and I think these are clear. That is not what I want. Simply White. Usually the ones that dry clear are called Jewel Drops, and I don't know why that one's not. Okay, then I'm going to go look up the date because I didn't put the date on these, and stamp it right here, and that's going to be it. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching my series a month late if you have been tuning in. Oh wait, black splatters. If you've been tuning in, thank you. And I'm sure most of you have watched the other videos from 30 Days of Sketches since most everybody did it in June. I know there's a couple of us that are still working on them. But if you didn't, go check everybody out. There is a playlist. If Michelle has any of this stuff, either the 49 and Market or the Craft Consortium in her store, there will be a link down below. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button down below, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.